Hi everybody, PJ here. Weather's still gorgeous, still September, still in a vest. Anyway, where are we today? We're at Whatnall, HGV Centre, HGV Testing Centre. I've got a couple of stories to tell you about this place, and we'll get a bit of video of the place first, and then we'll tell you a little bit about it. As with Sheffield, this used to be an MOT station for HGV, but it's not anymore. It's just a driving test centre. So anyway, let's crack on. So this area here is where they park the HGVs before they go out on driving test. And that building over there, the first two windows, is where the examiner's office used to be. Now I came on here one day and the senior examiner was an absolute donkey. Well, that's putting it as polite as I can. And I walked across this grass here and I'm stood telling the student about the manoeuvring area and how to do the reversing. And all of a sudden his head stuck out the window and somebody's shouting at me and swearing at me, telling me I can't come down here and I should know better, etc. I told him I'd never been here before, and then he proceeded to call me a liar, and it was the first time I'd ever been down here, and gave me a load more verbal abuse. So I ended up, that's the office just there, so I ended up going in the office and finding out who it was, and then I put a written complaint in about him and his attitude and got a written apology. Anyway, I found out some time later that this certain gentleman, as the women call men, Mr. Right, he wasn't what you call a Mr. Right though, who was the senior driving examiner here for the LGV, had been escorted from the premises. And you'll never guess what he'd done. A few years ago it came out that everybody had to have a DBS check to be a driving instructor and a driving examiner. And his DBS check came back saying he'd got a criminal record. And the criminal record was drunk driving, and had been banned from driving, never told anybody, and then carried on taking people for driving tests while he himself was banned. Now the DVLA hushed all this up and kept it quiet for obvious reasons, because all those that he'd passed hadn't actually passed, and all those that he'd failed hadn't actually failed, because they hadn't actually had a proper driving test, because the examiner was banned. So as you can imagine, there was hell on. So there are now people driving around in vehicles that pass the test here over at least a 1 year period, that either passed or failed the test that shouldn't have, and are now driving around, well, how shall we say, well, not illegally, because it's not their fault and they didn't know that he was he'd been banned at the time, but yeah, well, anyway, he caused quite a stir, and it took a lot of hushing down. I'm going back, what, must be 15 years now, and it's the first time I've had a chance to get back down here. So I have to say that this allegedly happened, that we all know, and I wondered if I could just catch any of the driving examiners to question them about it. I don't think they'll be very happy to say anything, I'll be honest. I can't record. I am recording.
because you're on government property, unfortunately.
Just one moment then.
You can't take a recorded snap even from outside.
Who's told you that? There you go, I'm off your property now, so I can video what I like, mate. I'm sorry.
Is it for your purpose?
YouTube. Yeah, actually, I've been talking about a gentleman that used to work here as an examiner. Mr. Wright. Mr. Ian Wright.
So you can't record me?
Yeah, I can.
Why can you?
Because I'm in a public place now. This is public property. I'm outside the gate. That don't matter.
Of course it does.
No, of course it doesn't. I can video Buckingham Palace. I can video the Queen stood on the balcony at Buckingham Palace from public land, and the Queen can't do anything. So I'm sorry.
Me asking your details then, is it?
You what? Sorry.
Is it me asking for your details, is it?
No. What's your name, mate?
My name's here, mate.
I can't come on there because you've just told me it's public. It's government property.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah. You got any comments to pass about our friend Mr. Ian Wright?
I don't even know who Ian Wright is.
Oh, he was an examiner that was taking driving tests while he was banned for drink driving at this test centre.
I've not been here then.
Oh, this is going back probably about 15 years, mate. These gentlemen know him. What was it? The Reaper. So there you go. I can't video from here. The test centre over here is where they do the cars, or where they start the cars from. And looks like there's loads of candidates and examiners over there. So it looks like we have somebody here that does ambulance driver training. Now, as an ambulance driver, you need a 7.5 ton licence because the ambulances weigh over 3.5 ton. So you need a C1 licence. So I've come down the way, out the way here, just so I don't put anybody off their driving test. I don't know if I'm going to have time to stop here and see them start the test off, but with a bit of luck I will be able to. So it looks like I've got somebody coming to talk to me. I'll just take my face off.
Just ask you to turn your camera off, please. Excuse me? Ask you to just turn your camera off.
You what, mate?
Can you just turn your camera off, please?
What for?
You're actually filming a government site. It's illegal to film a government.
Rubbish.
To film on a government site.
Rubbish.
You're not legally entitled to film driving tests.
Who's told you that?
Where the rules are, mate. If you want to continue filming, I can get the manager to come out.
Oh, I've just had this with last lot, mate. I'm not interfering with at Sheffield.
Yeah, you're not allowed to film driving tests.
Who's told you that? Why aren't I? If I'm in a public place, I can film what I like, mate. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll get the manager. He'll come in and the squad. They'll come out.
All right, no worries. So there you go. Manager says, or he says, I'm not allowed to. Well, it looks like they're going out on test in a minute. Hang on a sec, see if I can zoom in. There we go. Zoom in a little bit. See if we can catch them going out on test. Like I say, I've moved well out of the way so they can't see me. I'm not going to interfere with any driving tests. I've only got a couple of minutes and then I need to go because I have a pressing engagement to go and pick somebody up. Which is unfortunate. So it doesn't look like the station manager's come in. I can't wait any longer. And I've got to go, unfortunately. But you'll not see anything from here on driving tests because they're just going to drive off. You'll not see anything at all. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, please share, please subscribe. If you know the examiner I was talking about earlier, that ended up as a bus driver, and then I heard he ended up doing driving tuition for a local HGV driving school. I'm not going to say which one it was. Please let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, please share, please subscribe, and hopefully I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye everybody. See you soon.